What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's Drip Guy Darrow, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So, man, we gotta talk about this. This is week 8 of the NBA recap, and this is some hot news that literally just came out an hour ago, and that is that the Wizards have agreed to trade Bradley Beal. Now, that will be the first topic today because this is hot off the press, and this is the most important thing for this recap. We will talk about a couple other NBA topics, but we gotta talk about this Bradley Beal news. So without further ado, I'm about to switch over and we'll get right into it. Alright, so we have switched over, and as you guys can see, there are multiple articles stating that the Wizards have agreed to trade Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns as they start the rebuild. So, as we can see, there is one post right here that is very credible. It's from the Washington Post, which is for Washington, D.C. So, that is pretty credible. Another credible source is from CBS Sports, as we can see right here. Bradley Beal trade grade. Suns go all in again. Wizards start rebuild in brutal fashion. So this is pretty much true, just based off what I can see. And man, let's read into this. Let's see what this trade is all about. I'm gonna start off with the Washington Post, and let's just read into it, man. Let's read into it. Alright, so as I said before, the title is Wizards agreed to trade Bradley Beal to Phoenix Suns as they start rebuild. And I'm definitely interested to see exactly what this trade entails, and if the Washington Wizards were able to get any valuable pieces, because let's be real, the Suns, they didn't really have too much to begin with if you really think about it, because they had already made that big trade for Kevin Durant. So let's look into this, man. Let's look into this. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna just read into this article. All right, so it starts off with the Washington Wizards agreed to trade Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns. Two people close to the situation confirmed Sunday, dealing the star guard from the only NBA team he was ever known and setting in motion a rebuild that officially opens the Michael Winger era of Washington. This is the first transaction of the team's new look front office led by Winger, the recently hired president of Monumental Basketball. So, yeah, they got a new president, and with that new president, there has been a lot of movement, and they started off with Bradley Beal. Now, let's look into it. Let's read into it a little bit more. Alright, so it says, Beal is set to join fellow All-Stars Kevin Durant and Devin Booker with the Suns, although the particulars of the deal may not be finalized for days. Washington is expected to receive guards Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, second-round picks, and pick swaps to be determined. Delaying the finalization of the deal opens the possibility that a third team will become involved to find a home for Paul with a contender. ESPN's first reported a trade was being finalized. So this is definitely interesting right here, man. As we can see, it looks like, Bradley Beal is going to the Phoenix Suns. And as I was saying before, the Phoenix Suns, they didn't really have that much leverage or trade or a good trade package, to be honest. But the reason Beal is even going to this team and not a different team is because of that no trade clause. Washington, they fucked up mightily. And let me full screen this because I gotta let y'all see my face. Mightily, when they gave Bradley Beal that trade clause, because when they gave him that no trade clause, that pretty much gave Bradley Beal, a player who I could say is possibly not even top 20. Yeah, possibly not even top 20. They gave that player so much power. And with them giving him so much power, any great trade offer they got from other teams, Bradley Beal could just veto it. So with that being said, man, it looks like the Washington Wizards, in my honest opinion, they didn't really get much for him. Like Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, second round picks, not even a first round pick. I know y'all checked out my video that I put up, I think it was the day before yesterday, where I was talking about how a trade would look if the Washington Wizards and the Miami Heat made a trade. And to me, that trade is miles better than this Phoenix Suns trade. Miles better. Because at least if you would have traded this man to the Miami Heat, man, you could have had an expiring contract in Kyle Lowry and a couple of first round picks. This is just horrible. This is literally just horrible if this is the official trade. Now, this isn't fully official as we did read. Like I said, the trade is still being finalized. The pick swaps are to be determined, as we can see right here. But come on, man. No, bruh. Y'all could have got so much more. But hey, that's what happens when you give your players too much power. And the thing is, in the NBA, the players already have more than enough power. It's not like they're in a different league, such as, the NFL, where you don't even have those guaranteed contracts. The players, they have guaranteed contracts. So they're going to get their money regardless. And for you to give Bradley Beal a no trade clause as well, it's just crazy. So besides the horrible trade that I just read, I do want to give some upside for the Washington Wizards, and that is that they have, rehauled their whole front office. They got the person who decided to give this man Bradley Beal that no trade clause in his contract the fuck up out of here. And they were great to do that. They were amazing to do that, man. You gotta get people out of there when they do dumb decisions like that. So, man, this is crazy. And let's just talk about it. Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns, man. The Phoenix Suns. They didn't really have to give nobody up. They didn't even give up DeAndre Ayton if we're going off of this trade. If we're going off this trade that we just read, Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, second round picks, and pick swaps, they didn't even have to give up a great player. Chris Paul, he's aging, so that's why I'm not considering him great. Landry Shamet, he decent, but he not great. They didn't have to give up damn near anything. When you just think about that, that's crazy. And now there's really no excuses for Kevin Durant. As we've seen over time, it seems like Kevin Durant, he is always trying to make a super team. Ever since he got that taste of the super team with Golden State, he has continued to try to do it every place he went. We got to think about this, man. We got to think about this. I'm just going to keep it real. Kevin Durant has had some of the most blessed and talented rosters over this past decade. If we just think about it logically. You got the OKC days, you got two Hall of Famers and James Harden and Russell Westbrook. You got the Golden State Warriors days. Do we even need to talk about that? Clay, Draymond, Steph, and KD. You got the Brooklyn Nets days. Kyrie, KD, Ben Simmons, if you want to count him, James Harden. Dude, this is wild. And now on the Suns, he has Devin Booker. He also will be having Bradley Beal. And of course, they had Chris Paul. So this is crazy, man. This is literally crazy. And we will definitely have to start talking about Kevin Durant if he doesn't make it to the finals this year, man. Because just the amount of help this man has had. it's crazy. Like, people like to really talk shit about LeBron when it comes to trying to build super teams, but these past couple of years, it's just been AD and LeBron. It ain't been, no 3 stars on those teams. It's literally only been AD and LeBron. So you could kind of toss that argument out of the way, but for Kevin Durant, it's always been a triple threat down there every year that he's been in the league. So we definitely gotta, not every year that he's been in the league, but every year that his teams have been competitive, it's always been a triple threat. But yeah, man, we gotta start talking about this, man. We gotta really start talking about this. Kevin Durant, he is really the dude out here building the super teams in this day and age. So we gotta talk about that. But man, another interesting point I want to talk about when it comes to this Suns team is that with them acquiring Bradley Beal, they pretty much have 3 players that fill the same role, scorers. And with them having 3 players that fill the same role, it should definitely be interesting to see how this team plays in this upcoming season. 3 players that all are just scorers. That all are, for the most part, one-dimensional. I'd say the player who is the most diverse, maybe Kevin Durant, because he could play multiple positions. And maybe Devin Booker. I know one year he was averaging decent when it came to assists, but for the most part, all these players play the same role. So it should definitely be interesting to see how their rotations will be, if any player will come off the bench. I doubt that, but hey, you never know. Coaches can coach. Coaches make coaching decisions, so you never know. But this is crazy news, man. This is crazy news. Bradley Beal has officially went to the Phoenix Suns, man. That is crazy. But with that being said, let's talk about some more news that's been going on this week, man. It's been a lot of rumors going on. As we can see, I got it up here, and one of the interesting rumors that I have seen is this one right here from Bleacher Report. Let me click it, and the title says, let me no thanks on that. And the title says that Fred VanVleet is expected to command $30+ million in free agency because of the Lakers buzz. Now, do I believe that Fred VanVleet is worth $30 million? Me personally, not really. I'm gonna just keep it a band. Not really. Fred VanVleet, he kind of had a struggle of a season last year, to me. So, with that being said, $30 million, I don't know. And let's just read into this article. Fred VanVleet is poised to become a very rich man this summer. The all-star point guard is one of the headliners in the 2023 free agent class and is drawing interest from the Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, and LA Lakers. Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype spoke to NBA executives who believe VanVleet will be able for a deal worth of $30 million or more per season, a steady increase from the $21.2 million he earned with the Toronto Raptors in the 2022-2023 season. VanVleet averaged 19.3 points per game, 7.2 assists, and 4.1 rebounds in 69 games for the Toronto Raptors last season, leading the team to the play-in tournament where they fell 109-105 to the Chicago Bulls in the opening game. So, do I feel like VanVleet is worth $30 million? I don't know. That's really a tough question because VanVleet, his efficiency was kind of bad this year. Also, he was 29 years old, so he was pretty much in that prime of his career. But with him being in his prime and, having a bad year, it kind of makes you timid to give a player like him all of that money, man. So it's definitely interesting. And let's just take a look at the teams they said again that were interested in him. All right, so they said the Phoenix Suns. I don't think that the Phoenix Suns are going to get Van Vliet. They already got my boy Bradley Beal at this point. No way. So, and on them. Dallas Mavericks, I could see them trying to get Van Vliet to try to replace Kyrie if Kyrie end up leaving. I could definitely see that. Houston Rockets, that's an interesting trade as well, but at the same time, I feel like Van Vliet would kind of hinder the young guys who play the guard position. As we know, they do got some pretty good guards out in Houston, so I don't know on that one. Yeah, he could possibly play a, leader, mentor style of role to the Houston Rockets, but at the same time, the guards and that on that Houston Rockets team is stacked, and they do have a lot of potential. So I would like to just let those guards, play their hearts out and get as many minutes as possible so that they can be great. Los Angeles Lakers, I could see him going to the Lakers. Do I really want him? I mean, not really. I'm just keep it real. Not really. He wasn't that great last year, so I'm good. But hey, man, y'all tell me what y'all think about Fred VanVleet. Do y'all think he's worth $30 million for the next couple of seasons? And what y'all think about these teams? Which team do you feel like he will go to? Next topic today will be on the Bucks. So this is also an article from Bleacher Report. Shout out to them. And it looks like the Bucks are going to try to re-sign Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez, or extend them. Let me just take a look. It starts off with the Milwaukee Bucks are making a priority to keep the band together. Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype spoke to NBA executives who are anticipating Chris Middleton will return to Milwaukee, while noting the team has mutual interest in a return with Brook Lopez. So, let's continue. Middleton is expected to receive a 4-year, $130 million deal with Milwaukee if he is to decline his $40 million player option for the 2023-2024 season. Lopez is expected to be pursued by the Houston Rockets in the offseason, but shared a desire to remain in Milwaukee with Scotto in January. So, with that being said, do I expect the Milwaukee Bucks to re-sign those two players? Yes. I feel like those two players are definitely key to, the success of the Milwaukee Bucks. They have showed already that they can win with that band of players. And why break it up? I feel like the only thing they really need to do is just, they just need to pretty much bring in some new role players and also try to get rid of Drew Holiday. I know a lot of people not gonna like that, but yes, try to get rid of Drew Holiday. Try to get a better player out of Drew Holiday. To me, he's just not that good. I feel like he's the most overrated player in the league. That's just my opinion. Hey, if y'all think I'm hating, y'all can call me a hater. It is what it is, but that's just my opinion. But hey, man, that's the rumors that have been going on in this week of NBA basketball. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But hey, man, that is everything that's been going on this week when it comes to NBA basketball. Hey, like the motherfucking video, comment on the motherfucking video, subscribe to the motherfucking channel, turn on notifications and all that good stuff, and I'm out, man. Peace.